Michael Compton, Daily News movie critic and also sports writer. John Hughes passed away the other day. I wanted to do a tribute video on him, so let's talk about who do you think is his best movie, or what's his best movie?
You know, I think his best movie is the one kind of most people identify with him, and that being The Breakfast Club, just because it perfectly captured what kind of made John Hughes so special. There's other filmmakers I'm sure people could say are really great filmmakers. Martin Scorsese, Robert Altman, Francis Ford Coppola, people like that. But when you look at just the body of work that John Hughes did and his ability to kind of capture that era and kind of what teenagers were going through, he is kind of the father of the teen movie. And whether it be movies like I Love You, Beth Cooper, which was horrible, that just came out, and anything, since his heyday in the 80s, it's been one of those things where it's been tough for people to kind of follow him. I think, Breakfast Club kind of captured what was so right about John Hughes. He knew what was going on in high schools at that time, and he knew how to tap into it. He had the innocence, yet it was smart enough that it didn't play down to its audience.
Yeah, well, Ferris Bueller's Day Off was one of his best works, and not too many people know that he wrote that entire script.
Well, there's a lot of things that he wrote that I think a lot of people may not realize. I mean, he started writing for National Lampoon, and he wrote all the vacation movies, and he wrote Home Alone. He wrote Mr. Mom, the Michael Keaton movie. So he had a knack for the comedies, and when you look at his resume as a whole, just what he was able to do, it's a pretty impressive resume, and it's a pretty big loss. It's also kind of amazing that he has this about 8-9 year where he makes all these movies, where he makes 6 really good movies, 2 that you can have either other way, and then he wrote a lot of other movies, and then he just kind of dropped off and went and did his thing and lived on a farm in Wisconsin. But it's amazing because just in that 8-year span, he's made so many movies that even now teenagers today can identify with.
Yeah, like Ferris Bueller and all that. And is Home Alone the only Home Alone 2 the only real sequel that you can say is better than the original, or?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the only sequel he really did. I think it was more of a characters thing that time. I don't think he was as completely involved with it, to go back and look. But yeah, he knew what the public liked. He knew what worked, and he went to that well and went to that well and went to that well, and then when he'd had enough of Hollywood, he left. And it's just kind of amazing. You mentioned Ferris Bueller. You throw in Weird Science. You can throw in 16 Candles. You throw in Pretty in Pink as a writer, Some Kind of Wonderful as a writer. It's a lot of teen movies that really kind of captured it and understood what it was like to be a teen, and it's something that I think is missing from movies nowadays. It could be just because I'm older and as a teenager I identified with it, but it's just something that's really kind of missing.
Well, thank you for joining me today, and this is Movie Corner with Michael Compton. Bueller.